building a PC is great. There's nothing wrong with building your own gaming device to actually have fun with. I enjoy building PCs, and this is a thing that I've been doing for the past, now it's 13 years since I've been building PCs, and it's absolutely phenomenal. But even though it's a great hobby of mine, mistakes can be made, and mistakes will be made if you do build your own PC. Nobody's perfect, things happen, and it is what it is. Well, one of the mistakes I made was I actually deleted some stuff off of my computer, which was, not necessarily important in the scheme of things, but gaming wise, it was important. And I want to talk about that because I'm kind of upset about it, but things happen and it is what it is. Now, if you've been watching any of my videos, I've been doing a series on NBA 2K14 on the PC. This was a game that I actually was enjoying. It is still one of my favorite basketball games of all time, and I cannot put the game down. But now I'm a little hesitant to basically restart what I started with NBA 2K14. I did a whole playlist with this game, and unfortunately, when I rebuilt my PC, one of the hard drives that had the save files on it, they're gone now because my OS, my operating system, was formatted to that hard drive. Now, it wasn't initially that way, but if you looked at a video I did a while back where I had to repair my OS on one hard drive, it repaired the OS, but it actually moved the OS to a bigger hard drive. And that's where a lot of things were deleted. Now, I don't have anything important on my PC. This is a gaming PC. So any of these hard drives are strictly gaming and content creating. But that one hard drive had my Dynasty, well, I guess say association mode that I had with the Hawks. And that was really disheartening because I was like, 35 games in, I was building something with the Hawks and it was pretty cool. But I also realized that, things happen for a reason. I don't really dwell on it, but it does suck. It sucks that I lost that all that information, all that progress, and I'm reluctant if I'm going to start over. Now, like I said, this is one of my favorite basketball games, if not my favorite basketball game of all time, and I truly can't get enough of it. So I'm in a dilemma. Like, should I start over and do this again, and or should I just jump to another game? I did start playing NBA 2K15 on my PS5, which is the PS4 version, and I also been playing a little bit of NBA 2K26, and I'm kind of hesitant about that, which I'll talk about in a second. And I don't know if I want to start a dynasty or a franchise or an association mode with any other game right now. But it is a little disheartening because I did build something really special with that last those save files. It was really awesome how I took the Atlanta Hawks, got DeMar DeRozan, got Trevor Ariza, and I was actually building something that was not necessarily a overtly talented team, but I learned how the ins and outs of that team was doing, and I built something with it. And it's just sucks that you lose that information. Now I am playing NBA 2K15 now, which I started with the Bulls because is one of the biggest what ifs with Derrick Rose, because Derrick Rose has been injured or whatever, and his career was basically stunted. So I am kind of excited of starting that, and also I started with NBA 2K26 also with the Atlanta Hawks again because I like Jalen Johnson. But it's just something that, don't get me wrong, the association modes are great in those games. Don't get me wrong. I don't have an issue with 2K association modes at all. But with 2K15, it to me, it just, I don't know, it's just something about it that make me not want to pursue it. Maybe once I get a few games into that association, I will. In NBA 2K26, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. That game just do not feel like an NBA game in my opinion. Yes, it looks great, and in some cases it plays great, but it's just something about the game where it does not gravitate to me at all. That game was purchased with a bundle. And on it, well, I ain't gonna say it was purchased. It was on my son's PS5, and I was playing it on his PS5, and I was like, okay, cool. The game is okay, but it just didn't gravitate to me like like I said, the NBA 2K14 or 15s of the world. So I did download the game for my PC because it's on Game Pass right now, and I started playing it again, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this. It's just something about these newer games just don't gravitate to me, especially when it comes to the association or even a franchise mode or a dynasty mode. They just it's nothing like the older games. For some reason, there were more emphasis on those games. That's why I was playing NBA 2K14. So I may just jump ship and just play 2K15, and that I may just start, putting information out there, or put content out there on NBA 2K15. So if you've been wondering why that game has not been shown on the channel, if you've been watching it, that's the reason why. The PC, I built a new PC, and the hard drive was basically it basically was wiped. Now, also, there are other save files that I had that been, wiped as well. I know there was some racing games that I had that I lost everything on, which I'm fine with that. I can play racing games all day. I'm not worried about that. But when you build something with a basketball game or any other sports title, and you actually build your team a certain way, and you lose all of that, it kind of sucks. And I know I could have backed it up, but hey, I don't think ahead that far when it comes to backing up games. And that's one thing about consoles. I will say about consoles, they do a pretty good job with cloud saving. Now, I know Steam does okay with it as well, but I don't think NBA 2K14 for the PC had cloud gaming enabled for that game. I think it's something that has to be implemented by the developer, I think. I'm not sure, but I know it wasn't there. But for other games it is. So but I'm thinking about it. I do have the Xbox 360 version, which this game is basically the PC version is basically this game. And I may play this version and just build off of this. I can play with, like, let's say with a Derrick Rose, or I can play with my Atlanta Hawks, which I love both teams. I'm a Bulls fan and a Hawks fan. Hawks fan because I'm a local here. The Bulls fan, I've just been a Bulls fan since like I was a kid. That's nothing new. Since the late '80s, early '90s, I've been a Bulls fan. So I can go either way with this. I don't know, but there will be more content when it comes to basketball games on the channel. That is something that's going to continue, but things just basically slow down because of that. And yeah, it kind of sucks, but that's what happens when you build PCs, right? Things like that do happen. Also, the baseball game MLB 2K13, that will be coming back on the channel as well, so be on the lookout for those games as well. And yeah, that's basically what happened with NBA 2K14 on the PC. That's why it's kind of been stagnant, but I do plan on coming back with maybe another version like this one, or I may play 2K15. I've tried the newer games, and when it comes to sports titles, I'm very particular with sports titles nowadays. Like, the newer ones do not gravitate to me. I just did a video recently about the Madden 27, college football 27 stuff, and yeah, it's a mess. It really is. It's just, I just want a game that represent the sport. That's it. And I wanted to represent the sport in a way that's fun for everyone. And I don't think they do that now. I think they're more trying to nickel and dime people, and that kind of sucks. But anyway, if you're interested, I will be putting those things back up on the channel. I may do more than one. I want to do an 82 game season, but I may just condense it down just for the sake of content. I don't want to overabundance you guys with too much of that. But I may do a 182 game season for one of them and do a condensed season for the other one. So hopefully you guys hang around and check out the content. I really appreciate it. And I definitely will be back with more of the basketball stuff along with the other things I do on the channel. So I appreciate you guys for making it this far. You guys are absolutely awesome. But yeah, that's the story of NBA 2K14 on the PC. It died off. And yeah, building PCs are fun, but it has its quirks. But other than that, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.